Hi BookTube, it's Stephanie. So today I'm going to share with you my August TBR with my Labyrinth TBR game. So how did I go in July? I failed, but I'm okay with it. And the main reason for that has to do with a book that I read. But if we start with the punishment book, the punishment book was a debut book. And when it comes to my punishments, I'm not allowed to combine that book with any other prompts. But the book that I ended up picking, because I am allowed to change out books in my game, unless I don't finish the punishment book, then that book is locked in and I can't use that book for anything. So for no other prompts and for no prompts when it comes to readathons as well. But this is the Alchemy Who Survived Now Dreams of a Quiet City Life, and this, for this pseudonym, at least is a debut. Then we have book inspired by culture that's not the Western culture. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, volume 16. Then for a classic and book published more than 5 years ago, I picked The Appointment with Death by Agatha Christie, because I had not used that for any prompts, so I could use it for this. Then for non-fiction and middle grade, I got Badass Women Throughout History, which is a non-fiction about 100 people, women in history. And this one gets a plus for actually having Valentina Tereshkova in it, because most books, because they are written by US people, they just pick Salaride. Salaride is also in this, but they only pick Salaride. They don't really mention the fact that Salaride was the first American woman in space. Valentina was number 1. So I approve, thank you. It was an easy book. I finished off in a weekend. Then for fantasy and another one that I will talk about, I picked This Is Why I'm Happy, because I actually finished it. And for fantasy and a big book, I read House of Earth and Blood by Sarah Maas, which is the first book in the Crescent City series. I finished it. Like last year I had read 90 pages of it, but that still meant that I read 700 fresh pages this year. And I finished it. I am so proud of myself, because the amount of books that I've just DNF'd is ridiculous. Then we have paranormal, and for that I have Borderline, book 1 in the Arcadia project by Michelle Baker. This is a body read that we are currently reading, and yes, I will continue to read it. Yes. But I am really enjoying this. So that leaves me with 4 prompts that I did not fulfill. Veteran on my shelf, Erotica, The Golden Ring, which was a bookbox book, and I was in a mood. And I'm not mad about it, because as I said, I finished a book 803 pages long, and I'm so happy about it. So let's start with the August game. So before we start with anything else, let's start with the punishment roll. And where did I put my papers? Over there. Okay. Let's roll first, and then I will go and collect the papers so that we can see what prompt I have. I know that one. Oh, Okay, I'm going to show you what that one is. So let's go here to the last paper, and number 10, which is there. Right, is it? There, 10 trophies on PlayStation. And the reason why I put that one on when I first created a game is because I love playing video games and like in general, but I don't play it. So 10 trophies, that's quite a lot. I have vacation time. I can't be mad about it. But yeah, okay. Thanks, punishment. I get to play some video games. Oh, and I will count that for computer game as well, just because I have written PlayStation here. If I decide to play Stardew Valley, I will count Stardew Valley trophies as well. Okay, we are up to an interesting start. Like, oh, my embroidery project. Let's move you. I did not think you were visible. There we go. Yeah, that was an interesting start to everything. I mean, I'm not mad about it, but okay. I doubt that any one of you would think that that's kind of like a punishment, but I have not played video games since Christmas, so I have watched a lot of Let's Plays, so there's that. Okay, so as usual, I will have 3 cards that will determine my worth through this board before I get to go home and finish the game. And my companion, the yellow, we need to collect 9 before that one can get home. And if I need to pass through any of these, unless I'm on my way home, then it doesn't count. I need to add a prompt from the rest of the stack that has not been picked yet. And if yellow gets home before me, I need to roll the d20 for an extra prompt. So let's just start and pick Paranormal. It really wants me to read a book from a subscription box. And something I have not heard about on BookTube. That's a lot. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Then for yellow, we have sequel. Roll the d6, which is continent die. 500 pages. Recent purchase. Veteran on my shelf. A book in Swedish. Roll the d12 to get a genre. A book that I was really excited for but then never got to with the emerald. And roll the d4, which is another genre die. That's the broadest genre die I have because it's only 4 genres. So then we put these here and I will put the cards that I've gotten there. So I'm a lot happier this time when it comes to the board because I don't feel like I need to block yellow immediately. But yeah, so let's start. And I'm going to go... Oh, I can get 2. 1 and 2. Let's see here. Where is the bat then? Okay, the bat is over there. Do I want to stay here? Or do I want to continue? Like, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay. Okay, then we have yellow. So if I move, this is a straight one. So if I move that one, for instance, I would be able to get that. And okay. Now I need to do it. Fine. Because I can get a couple here. So, recent purchase. Then we need to go down all the way to the emerald. And then I can get to something in Swedish. And then I can get, yeah. I'm not nice to myself. Let's see, do I want to continue or do I want to stay? That's the next question. I'm not nice to myself because I'm going, yeah, I'm not. If you figured it out, then yay. Okay, I need to get to up there. I have no idea. Well, this was interesting. Okay, I'm gonna move this one that way and then move to that one. I'm gonna do that. Okay, next. Yeah. Not gonna be nice to myself. Boom. Boom. Oop. Okay, now what I'm going to do is move that way and move to that one. Okay, I need to get, I'm gonna move you here. Oh, let's move that way. That way I can get the sequel. And then I'm gonna move, boop, go to that one and move there, and now I can get home. So I'm just gonna move to that. So how, ding, there we go with the map. Okay, now, well, I won't make it, but I can like aim as if I were going to. But I am on my way home. There we go. So 10 prompts. Let's see what they are. So the first prompt is the map prompt, which is roll the d6 to decide a continent in which the book needs to take place on that continent, or it needs to be written by an author from that continent. This is scary. Then we have another paranormal. I need to read a sequel. I need to read a book over 500 pages. I need to roll the d12 to get a genre. I need to read a book in Swedish. I need to read a book that I was really excited for but then never got around to reading. I need to read a recent purchase. I need to read a book from a subscription box. And something I've not heard about on BookTube. So let's roll some die. So let's start with the map to get a continent. So that's a d6. Let's see. The easiest for me would be 1, 2, and 6. Third would be evil. 4. Set in or by an author from Africa. Oh, that's a hard one. At least for when you just look at the books that I currently have out from the library. And I think I have 2 or 3 by African authors on my shelf, so there's that. Then we have the Night Helmet, so the last genre die roll, or the last die roll, to be more precise. So, and yes, if I get erotica, I will pick Twin Passions again. I do have another one, Dark Lover by J.R. Ward, that I could also read, but... 3. Dragon Fantasy! Ooh, that's great! I'm going to participate in the Dragonathon in August. That fits perfectly. So, let's pick out some books. So this round was pretty interesting to put together. This is one that I'm like definitely, I have no idea if this will stay like this, like at all, because I mean I want to read all the books, so it's not that, it's just I'm definitely participating in one readathon, and I think I want to try 2 more, and I'm still working on the Jurassic Parkathon, so yeah. We'll see. But the one book that I definitely could have put on here in some way, I could have used the Emerald, and I could have used the Could I use the not heard about them? No, I could not have used that one. And in Swedish, and that is a body read that I will do with Naomi's bookshelf, and that is For the Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I have been really bad of getting back to her. Like an hour ago I came back to her because my edition is in Swedish and it's in 421 pages. She has the English version and her edition is over 500 pages. If I had had that version, I would have been able to definitely put that one in, but I don't. So yeah, it will be really fun to read together a book with someone online, because I think that's what kind of is intimidating for me, at least, because I haven't done that before. But yeah, we will start this book tomorrow on the 1st of August. So let's start with the books that have the most prompts to them, because I have 2 books that each fulfill 3 prompts, and then the other books fulfill 1. Yeah. So the first one I have here is Strange Practice by Vivian Shaw, and this one will fulfill the prompt of a paranormal book, a book I was really excited for but then never got around to, and a book by an author born in Kenya, or in Africa, but in this case in Kenya. So yeah, this is a paranormal book set in London, and we are following, is her name strange? Dr. Helsing. Yeah. She is a doctor for the undead in London. And then her her name is Greta, or Greta. But then someone is going around killing both humans and the undead, and she tries to solve the murder. I was so excited when I got this, and there was something about the cover that just intrigued me so much. I think this is finished, or at least that there's definitely a sequel and a 3rd book out of this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I hadn't planned to read it, but I am looking forward to it. Then I needed to make some room for the next book, because this one will be for my, in Swedish, a recent purchase, and a book I have not heard about on BookTube, because I haven't. And that is Labyrinth by Simon Stålenhag. So this is, well, the title would translate to The Labyrinth. Really funny to have this with my game. I have no idea, by the way, why I haven't read this before. But this is a post-apocalyptic story in which we have humanity living underground, and we are following a group of 3 people, Sigrid, Matte and Charlie, and they are going to the surface on an expedition, and up there they are confronted with dark secrets from before the world went down. And now his books are weird and eerie, and I love the feeling I get when I read them. And the art is, again, it's eerie, it's stunning. I'm just trying to see if I can find any picture that's not really, really dark. Well, not sure what you could do with that one, but it's so intriguing. Yeah, you feel really haunted when you're reading these stories. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to finally getting this read. Finally, she says, when she bought it last month. And speaking of books that I bought last month, the first one I have here, for over 500 pages, Full Metal Alchemist volumes 1, 2 and 3 by Hiromu Arakawa. Yeah. This is a bind-up of the 3 first volumes of the Full Metal Alchemist series, and this edition is, well, the first page that I can find with a number is 540, so it's definitely over 500 pages long. And I have read the first volume before, but I would definitely reread it because I read that one in Swedish. But yeah, I like it was the first volume. For mangas, you might get like a baseline of information, but for me, you definitely read more to really get into the story. But basically, we are following the Full Metal Alchemist in his pursuit of making sure that, well, bring his mother back from the dead and get his brother back to a body, because this is a construct. So yeah. Then, like, I have the dust jacket over there. I'm just gonna hold up the golden ring that stands for a subscription box book. I'm just gonna do like this. I still want to read this. I actually did start it, but I just read like a chapter. I think I read, yeah, a chapter. I read a chapter, but then I didn't pick it up again. I was really intrigued by that chapter. Pretty dark beginning actually. But yeah, I really want to read it because I did like that chapter. So I'm just gonna put this on again and cross my fingers that I will get to it. Let's tuck that behind since I don't have the dust jacket right now. Okay, then I really enjoyed the film. I need to go to bed, apparently after 2 p.m. I really enjoyed The Alchemist that Who Survived Now Dreams of a Quiet City Life, so here's the sequel. Now in this story we are following a girl who, when a giant stampede of monsters were racing towards the nearest town, she fled to hide in the basement of a cottage in which she had put a circle down to keep her asleep and suspended until the danger had passed. Unfortunately, she had lit a lantern instead, who basically used up all the air in this sealed environment. So, and since it's not safe for a human to wake up in a oxygen devoid place, she kept on being suspended. And then after 200 years, the door to her cellar, okay, needed to sneeze. The door to the cellar finally rotted away and air came in and she woke up. However, it has now been 200 years and everyone she knew are dead. And the huge city that was basically like a very bustling mini city, city-state has fallen and is part of an empire or a republic, I think. And this bunch of ruins and the huge palace that once stood there are now the place of a dungeon with adventurers, and it turns out that she's the only alchemist there because the way and this is a tangent, but I really love it, so I'm going to say it in this video and probably my wrap up. But the way alchemy works is that you have to be accepted into these, well, they are ley lines, and when they intersect, there is a nexus, and you need to be accepted by said nexus to be able to perform. And you do that by having someone who is an alchemist guide you through it, and then you can make the drops of life and make potions. However, in this stampede, so many of all the alchemists died, so she's the only one who's connected to this nexus. And when you move away from your nexus, the further away you are, the less of this alchemy you can make. So you need that bond with the nexus, and she's the only one who has that bond with this nexus. So in this city, potions are extremely rare, and she's the only alchemist there, and she hides it. I really like that one. It was maybe a little bit too repetitive with certain things, and with that I mean mostly, let's see if I can find it. Okay, this took me a while to find, and I just picked the first one, but like this, do you see Do you see the thicker text that's slightly larger? Dragon Spear attack there. That's basically when they do the spells, it says that, but it was way bigger in the first one and way more often because every time she made a potion you got that text. Very frustrated, but I really liked it, so sequel, this one. And then the last one that I picked for this one, which I had actually picked for the Dragathon, and that is Dragon Slayer by Duncan M. Hamilton. I've heard bad things about this. I'm sad, but I want to read this. This is a dragon fantasy, which is why it would fit for the Knight's Helmet. So this book is about, in this world, dragon has basically been asleep. Yeah, 1,000 years. However, a dragon then wakes up and they need to find help with defeating the dragon, and they find this soldier of the Silver Circle who used to be dragon killers, I guess, but he's not really, he's a drunkard. I hope that this is fun, and now when I know that this has not gotten the best reviews, I hopefully will have a more measured anticipation of what I will find in this, but I really do want to read it, and it is pretty short. The sequels are slightly thicker, but not too much. This is just over 300. It's 301 pages. That's good. But yeah, so this is for Dragon Fantasy. So there they are. As always, I will probably switch things around. I mean, this body read would probably end up here because this will be one of the first books that I will finish for August, since it's a body read. Yeah. So there's that. What's oh, and I need to play some video games to get 10 trophies. That will be fun, actually. As I said, I have not played any video games in any kind since Christmas, and I enjoy it. So yeah, I don't really know what that's all about. However, now I need to finish this so that I can open the windows, get rid of this, and put my fan on because it's really hot in my room and I hate it. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.